This fabulous chunk of Americana behind me is a Viking 92 Skybridge. This is the largest sports fisher that Viking ever built. It is absolutely spectacular. In fact, at this kind of size, what you find is this is more of a hybrid of super yacht and sports fisher, but it's sports fisher first. Look at the lines of it. It's absolutely incredible. And look at the height. And on this one, we are going right to the top. Stick with me. I've got my brave trousers on. But yeah, this is the real deal. Look at this. What a machine. Built in 2018. It is, of course, a high performance boat. And I'm going to take you into every area. We're going to go right up there at some stage. We're going to see the interiors. We're going to see the engine space. We're going to do the lot. Let's flick my shoes off and head on board. Here we go. We'll do the deck areas last, I think, but you can see right here just what a serious sports fisher this is, with a fighting chair on the back and this viewing platform. If we go up here where Maggie's chilling out, then you've got this cockpit area, a TV that drops out of here, access on up, there's internal access as well, but it is in here that I want to show you, and we'll find the button. Here we go. Thusly. Now this is all about a day of sport fishing with your buddies and then chilling here of an evening, swapping fishing stories, having a few drinks, rustling up some food, cooking the fish and just chilling out. And that's what this area does. Fabulous, isn't it? It's like a proper club in here. Let me just close those back doors. Hang on. There we go. That's better. We've got overmats down over the carpet, so that's why the carpets don't look quite so sleek. That's the reason for it. They should look like this here, which is much nicer. As I say, they're just covers for the boat show. You've got your dining area up here, you've got your wine cooler about the place, there's a bar just here. And a lovely big galley area. Love this flooring. A lot of refrigeration about the place. Like so. And cooking and so forth. There we are. Trash compactor over there, I believe I'm right in saying. We've got TV in here as well. But yeah, what a nice space that is. It's a big boat, as sports fishers go. This is big league. In fact, as any boat goes, this is big league, let's be honest. Let's press on a bit further forward. The day heads is on this side, like so, and there's a pantry area opposite, so that's in here. This of course all closes off. So that's giving you a lot more storage for food and bits and pieces. In fact, there's an overflow bed in here as well. Although this is not an official crew cabin, it does nonetheless give you somewhere for an extra buddy who wants to stay over, wants somewhere to sleep, somewhere for your daughter's boyfriend, of course, absolutely ideal. But the main accommodation is down here. And it runs right on through the boat. I think what we'll do is let's head right to the front and work our way back through all of this. So VIP guest cabin is up in the bow. There we go. Right up at the pointy end, isn't it? This is storage up in places like this. We've got AV equipment, we've got the TV up here. There's a hatch overhead and then hanging locker on this side, like so, and of course an ensuite is in here. There we go, the loo and the shower. So that's cabin 2. Cabin 1 is the owner's cabin. That's right at the back, of course. We'll go and look at that. We've got another cabin then in here. Twin, as you can see. Again, the wardrobes, the drawers, the storage along here, and of course, an ensuite in here. It is, after all, although it may be a sports fisher, It is unashamedly a luxury sports fisher. This one here is linen, that kind of stuff. And then check this cabin out. This is what I mean about it being like a hybrid yacht, in the fact that it's like a super yacht in places like this, but a sports fisher on the outside. It's like a sports fisher swallowed a super yacht. That's the best way to think about it. So you've got the best of both worlds. That one, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, there we are. If I open it properly. Lovely. These are all well proportioned, aren't they? And then a bit further back again. This one isn't a cabin. This one is the laundry facilities. There we go. Behind me then, we've got captain's cabin. There we go. It is very much guest cabin standard, so if you're an owner-operator, you probably wouldn't be at 92 foot, but you could be, and if you were, you could just use this as a guest cabin. But on this boat, this is used as the captain's cabin. Again, all en suite. There are more crew cabins, or another crew cabin to be precise, which I'll show you when we get a bit further through the boat. But yeah, this is for the captain. And a lot of boats of this size, they will just run with one permanent captain and then maybe take somebody on as a big trip, just for the trip, on a sort of freelance capacity, which is why there's another cabin. And back here then, cabin one, the owner's cabin. Look at this. This is super yacht standard, isn't it? Just brilliant. Drawers, drawers. Over here, loads of drawers across here, so much space to put stuff away. I love all this discreet lighting in places like this. And then check this out, this massive walk-in wardrobe. It is a cabin for your clothes, isn't it? Quite literally. It's huge. Safe is in here as well. Big league. Big, big league. Nice. If we come on back, we will discover the ensuite, the loo, and a huge shower in the centre. And if we wander around the other side, similar deal. There we go. And the shower then again, like that. And no, obviously you don't. It's just to give people their own individual spaces, that's all. Not for simultaneous use. Let's press on. I love this rope effect on this handrail here. Brilliant, that is the lower deck. I'm going to take you up and we're going to go on up to the bridge deck, and then brave trousers on, we're going up again. Here we go. So this is the internal stairway. There's an outside stairway as well, and we'll come back down that way. Check that out. Again, we're back to the fact this is a 92-foot yacht. Of course, it's spacious. It's really spacious, and it is lovely, isn't it? And this then is the helm. Tremendous view from here because we're up high. Not as high as we go, as you'll see in a minute, but nonetheless, still high. Bow thruster engine controls, joystick control, the multifunction displays across here and here and here, sorry, there. And then the operating system for the yacht is here. Commanding, isn't it? Brilliant. Let's push on again. TV that retracts And then these, I think these might be fridge drawers again. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's exactly what they are. Fantastic. That's a nice space, isn't it? Good, okay, here we go. So out here, we've got this smaller aft area. And in fact, the other thing we've got here is this helm position, very helpful for stern to berthing, because when you're stood here, the view you've got backing in is just fantastic. These are rod holders along here, and then this ladder here is taking us up again. Okay, right, here we go then. And this is now right up on top. Hang on, quite literally, there we are. And you've got another helm position here. But look at the view from here. This, of course, is when you're running looking for fish and you want the height so you can see the tuna running or whatever else it is you're chasing. We've got, again, multifunction displays. We've got the throttle controls here and here. And then these are the navigation controls, and also the joystick again, the autopilot, all that kind of stuff. That all disappears when you're not using it, like this. And that one closes down in a similar way. But what's nice is this area here, and of course you don't normally get that on these sort of tuna tower ideas. If you look at this one over here, when you get right up to the very top, hang on, let's go back here. When you get right up to the very top, you're very much on your own. With this one, it's not a bad space for other people to come up and join you, and that's nice. Again, it's back to the size of the boat. You can do it with this sort of size, but look at this, look at the view from here. Tremendous. Very, very good. Okay, that is that. We're going to head back down, and I'm going to show you that aft deck. I'm going to show you the engine space. I'm going to show you the crew cabin, and then we're going to end up on the bow. Talk about that area as well. All right. Lovely. This is the outside stairway, so we can head down this way, and it'll bring us back to the aft deck. So this is where the action happens on this one. A couple of things we've got here. We've got live bait wells. They are across here, but beyond that we've got a bait freezer. We've got, I think that's the same area actually. There's an ice maker down here as well for packing your fish when you've caught it. I think that's that one there. Yes, it is. And a similar deal there. There we are. And then look at this fabulous fighting chair. So all these are rod holders. And then you can park yourself in there. You can put your feet up against that, and you can get yourself set to catch the big one. Proper American sports fisher stuff, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. You can see how popular these boats are here. Look at them all. People love them. And they are, when they're actually quite a practical boat, they are, of course, the ultimate fishing platform. But they're also a style icon as well. There we go. We were up there. There. Feeling brave. Okay, while we're here, we will go and take a look in the engine room. That's down here. There we go. So a couple of things to discover in here. There's some quite useful spaces down in here. Look at this. That's always very helpful. Some of the electrics are switched from here. So the main isolators that kind of thing. That's all good. And then there's another washing machine. There is another crew cabin. That's in here, like so. Got storage in here as well, of course, and drawers and that sort of stuff. And directly opposite that then, there is a heads. There we are. So it works very well for that crew cabin. It also works very well when you're doing fishing and that kind of thing. You've got a heads close by. Shower in there as well, in case it's a particularly grueling fishing exercise. Okay, and from here then we can come on forward. And this is a cathedral to power, isn't it? Look at this. Absolutely fantastic. Big old engines, aren't they? Brilliant. Okay, what do we got here then? These are MTUs. They're MTU 2000 V16, so they are 16 cylinders each, and they're 2,635 horsepower. They're giving this yacht about 35 knots, which when you consider the size of it at 92 feet is impressive. About a 28 knot cruise and about a 600 mile range, something of that order. Of course, it depends how fast you're going, sea conditions, all that kind of stuff, but as a guide, at those sorts of speeds, it's probably not far out. Generators, we've got the power converter over here for the shore power. Another generator up here. But yeah, that's a nice, big, spacious, clean area, isn't it? Fabulous. There we are, conventional shaft drive, so you've got engines, you've got gearboxes, shaft goes straight up the back. You can see the size of that. That is a meaty piece of metal there going out. There's one on either side, and of course they go out from under the boat, propellers on the end, rudders behind there, and away you go. Very conventional, very long-lived, very good. This, I think I'm right in saying, is a water maker here. In fact, I'm sure I'm right in saying. Yeah, that's a nice space. Look at the headroom in here. Look at this. I am over 6 foot and I can only just reach the top of that. That's remarkable. Alrighty, let's press on. I think the last thing to talk about is the outside and up onto the foredeck. Okay, out of here. We'll head round and up and forward. Now you'll notice no side rails. This is very much a sports fisher thing. They generally don't. Sometimes people do, but the majority of them don't. There is a rail here, however, which is extremely useful as you walk up here. You've got something to hold on to as you come forward. And then right up on the bow, this is where the tender lives on these boats. Because you can't put it on the back, you're fishing there. So this is really the only place to put it. And I come back to that hybrid situation of sports fisher and yacht, because as a sports fisher you'd probably want to just keep this low profile and open, but as a yacht you want a tender. You know, you've got your family on board, people want to go ashore, you need it. Well, you've got it. There it is. There's a crane, of course, which we just walked past. I'm sure you saw it, but in case not, that's how you get it on and off. That's the hatch that's over that forward cabin, and we can come right on round. That is a magnificent boat, isn't it? What have we got on the back of here? 115 horsepower Honda. That's going to be quite quick, isn't it? So yeah, you know, you head over to the Bahamas and people want to run ashore, you've got the ability to do that. Perfect. There we go. I think we've covered it. I am going to come right up to the very bow. I'm going to say massive thanks to HMY Yachts. They've organised this tour, and massive thanks, of course, to you guys for watching it. Let me know what you think of that one, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.